Alright folks, it's time for us to play some Civilization VI with Korea. I'm very excited for this Civ. It is a generally peaceful civilization, but with the way the AI works in this game, I'm sure we'll be going to war a lot. But either way, I'm looking forward to it, very excited to see what we can do with this science-oriented civilization. Now, the game is recommending that I settle my first city in this spot right here, but I'm thinking that's going to be the spot for my first campus, and I'll explain why when the time comes. Well, I guess I could start explaining why now. Korea is a very simple civilization with some complex requirements for creating her specialty district, which is a unique campus. So normally you can build a campus pretty much anywhere. You just plop it down and it just does what it does. It generates science. But with Korea, you can only place your campus on hills. That's rule number 1. And rule number 2, your campus gives adjacency bonuses to other improvements. So if you put a mine next to a campus, then that mine generates science in addition to the production bonuses it gives. And we got a free builder from the from the tribal village, so we're off to a fantastic start. That's a very powerful find. So in addition to the normal bonuses, from a mine you're getting science, and from farms that are adjacent to the campus you gain additional food. So you can grow some really tall cities if you do them the correct way with Korea. It's a big difference between what we experienced last time with Genghis Khan, where we had to play this really interesting mini game with sending trade routes out to the different civilizations that we were planning on conquering, and then we just had that really powerful military unit and the bonuses to all our horses. So we had superior combat in every sense of the word, which was a lot of fun to manipulate. So we're going to be on the back foot a little bit on this one pretty early on. If we're starting next to a lot of enemy civilizations, we're going to have to build 1,000,000 archers, but so far it's looking like we might have a private island all to ourselves, and that kind of start for a civilization like Korea is a godsend. If we can stay by ourselves, completely isolated from the AI for, you know, a couple hundred turns, then we'll run away with the victory, no problem, and that's what we're going to try to do. Now that we have mining, I'm going to build a mine. And I'm also going to change up my research to pottery. And then from there, we'll go pottery, writing, irrigation. I'm going to farm up those resources to get the boost. So this is a really nice start. And we also finished Code of Laws. We're going to have to deal with barbarians soon enough. I know that for a fact. But when we deal with them is anyone's guess. Probably soon. So yeah, I apologize if I sound a little bit tired. It's because I am a little bit tired, but I'm going to try and keep the enthusiasm up, or at the very least, we'll get a nice, smooth, sleepy time episode. You know, if you're listening to this late at night, it might help you catch some Z's. Maybe it'll have an ASMR type vibe to it. And I still think those videos are kind of ridiculous, but I'll save that kind of talk for my marathon playthrough. But yeah, we found a barbarian scout. He's probably not going to lead us to his camp, but it's nice that we found him. And we got a third builder from the tribal village, so this is going to be the greatest playthrough ever. It doesn't get any better than that. That saved us so many turns of production. It's unbelievable. So yeah, very happy about that. And of course, the barbarian scout, because he sees these free builders running around, he's looking to steal them, but I don't think he's going to have any luck with it. Even if he does steal this builder, I'll just kill him and steal it right back, so it's no big deal. So yeah, we'll continue exploring. We got a lot of desert tiles over here, which means Petra is going to be in our future, and it's going to be a pretty beefy Petra city at that. Much beefier than the one we had in the last playthrough as well. Oh, the builder moved right next to the warrior. Fun times. Ah, the scout has run off into the distance, so we don't have to really worry about it anymore. And normally on any other civ, I would go pottery irrigation because I've got this luxury, but I want to get my campus district up as quickly as possible because when I'm playing as Korea, The name of the game is Civilization VI. No, I'm just kidding. The name of the game is to get all of the great scientists, because I am specifically targeting the great science victory. So I want to get as many of those guys as possible because they help you out tremendously. They give you Eurekas, and for the most part, that's all they do. But never underestimate the value of a Eureka. What those things do is they give you free science, basically. So getting those things out, it's amazing. So our next city, we're gonna put it in the location that the AI is recommending, or the help screen is recommending. And that's going to be our Petra city. There's a bunch of hills, and what's even cooler about those hills is if we put the city down, let's say right there, we're going to get all this desert. There's actually probably a space where I can get even more desert, but we'll work with that when the time comes. We put the city, let's say, right there. We build a campus district, let's say, right there. We surround it with mines, and all of those mines generate science. Petra comes out. Those tiles are generating food, production, science, and gold. It's amazing. So honestly, that's going to be our goal. And as soon as we really get the ball rolling, I'm going to beeline for mathematics, because it's looking more and more like I've got my private island. So I'm not going to stress about anything. Oh my gosh, the barbarians come. He's going to take the builder. I mean, he's going to take the settler. How annoying. How very annoying. Please don't. Okay, he didn't. He moved to the side because he knows he's going to die regardless of what he does. So he just moved to the side. I approve. You know, and what's interesting about the private island start, as I like to call it, is that normally it's a little bit dull, right? If you are playing a civ like Genghis Khan, you're not going to want to be by yourself. You're going to want to be right next to somebody. So as soon as you get your horses, you can straight up murder them. But with Korea, it's a completely different story. You know, the idea of just chilling for the next couple of hours, so that by the time the AI even finds me, I'm going to have mechanized infantry, and they're still going to be just sailing around and digging holes with sticks. It's going to be embarrassing for them, but super awesome for me. It's really, I almost feel like we should just kind of take a break for like 5 hours and then come back when the mega city is finished. But no, we're gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep rambling about stuff because that's what we do in these videos. We ramble. You know, on that note, I haven't given a naming scheme to anything, so I'm gonna go with Halo themed. I'll call this the Master City. I'll give everything some sort of futuristic name from Halo. It's one of my favorite game franchises of all time. It's right up there with the best of them. We got some faith from that goody hut, so our luck has just about run out. It's a bit unfortunate, but hey, what are you gonna do? You can't get lucky on everything. Now for our Pantheon, for Korea, I think Divine Spark is an absolute necessity. So basically, if you don't get Divine Spark while you're playing Korea, just restart the game. This gives you an additional great person point from Holy Sites campuses and theater squares. And it's most important for the campus because you want those great scientists, but the other ones are nice too. I do quite enjoy the idea of having a very well-rounded Korea, one with good culture gain, good science gain, and maybe even a religion, because we are in that private island. A religion is definitely in the cards. We're not going to have to worry about fighting off anyone, so it won't be too much of a stretch to go for that. Now, 3 turns away from writing, because we haven't found anybody, we're going to not get the boost for that, but that's totally okay. Well, one thing I will say about the start that we have right now is that it lends itself very well to the style of civilization that I love playing, and that is the peaceful style. I mean, I feel like I can kick my feet up and relax for once, even though I'm on the deity difficulty, and that is truly, truly amazing. That's one of the things that it's such a hard thing to reconcile, where I want to play Civilization on the highest possible difficulty. Without a doubt, the challenge just isn't there without that difficulty. But I also just want to kick my feet up and enjoy this beautiful game and the cartoonish art style and everything else that goes along with it, right? And it's so much harder to enjoy that when you are constantly at war. And wars in a lot of ways in Civ, the wars, they really screw you over in a big way. In my last playthrough attempt with Korea, I was doing really well, and I had a beautiful empire growing, and then the Zulus declare war on me. I push them back to their empire, and then they get their unique unit, they garrison it and fortify it in a city. I can't take the city. I had a billion archers, and they were all doing work, but they just couldn't break through the massive combat strength of a city with a unique unit in it, and I didn't have enough gold to make crossbowmen. It was just a nightmare, and I had fully planned on just going straight up science, not worrying about fighting, and just this. I had this beautiful layout in mind, and it got completely ruined, and I was very disappointed. I was about ready to go to sleep, but I said no, I want to keep going. I want to push ahead even further, so I can make beautiful cities with Korea. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to build Petra in the city of, I'm not going to call it Petra, will be mine, forward unto Petra. So what I want to do is I want to build Petra in the city forward unto Petra, because they're going to have a decent amount of production. Actually, I'm actually going to double this builder back so I can get purchase another tile to put some mines on top of. So they're going to have a decent amount of production because of the mines, and I'm also going to give them a trade route going back and forth internally to further increase their production. So I can build Petra there and then transfer it to a city that has more desert tiles. That's kind of the plan. But if I do it incorrectly, if I put Petra in a bad spot, then it just won't be as effective, and I want to try and get the effectiveness on this as high as humanly possible, while also trying to min-max the placement of my unique campus district. Now, I heard the barbarian sound effect, and I spotted the camp, so I'm going to go take that out with my warrior. Man, I mean, the desert may be a little bit bigger than it needs to be, because we can't build like 15 Petras. So a lot of this space is going to wind up being pretty worthless for us, but that's okay. It's not okay, but, you know, we'll have to sail onto another island at some point. I'm going to shift over to colonization, increase production towards settlers, and we just finished our unique district for the first time. So we can look at it. It looks very pretty. It's got a unique style to it compared to the normal campus. But I'm pretty sure all the other buildings that go in there look normal. And the first thing I'm going to do is campus research grants, because the AI is already on its way to getting the first great scientist, who is one of the best. He gives you a free library, and libraries provide an additional point of science. So we gotta definitely get that. Maybe there are some no, I can't swap any tiles around to increase my production, but I can change the placement of my civilians. Okay, so hopefully the campus research grants will be enough to get me that first great scientist, and we got our first governor. Pengala is the meta pick for Korea. His unique benefit synergizes perfectly with Korea. So librarian, 20% increased science and culture generated by the city, and Korea's special benefit, plus 10% culture and 10% science in all cities with an established governor. It's pretty damn crazy the amount of science you can generate with this lady. It almost doesn't make sense how much science you can get with her, but I'm really not complaining, I promise you that. What's next is we start up our trade route. We finished irrigation, boosted currency. We build the thing, and we start on the thing. Almost ready for Petra. So, hopefully we get political philosophy, so we can get a classical republic in a timely manner. We're not going to get it boosted, but if we get that and choose a... Did I say classical republic? I did, didn't I? I meant to say autocracy, because this one gives you the special bonus of plus 10% production towards wonders, which will speed up Petra even further. So yeah, I think everything will line up pretty damn well close to perfectly. Maybe it'll be off a few turns, but Yeah. By the way, if I don't get Petra, I'm totally ending the video. Okay. Our campus research grant's finished, and we're going to go straight for another one. Now, realistically, that should be more than enough great scientist points for that guy that we're trying to get. If I don't get him, I will be very disappointed, but, you know, what can you do? And I'm going to get animal husbandry so I can make use of all of these animal tiles in my territory. And just like that, we sniped the great scientist from the AIs. So we are off, and we are going to spiral out of control with that. So, boom. He built the library. He came with the 2x4s and the hammers and everything. It's a wonderful thing. And what that is going to do is we are now getting additional science from the city, from the library, from Bengala, from our unique bonuses. But also, we're getting extra great person points. So we're gaining 2 per turn, and that should go up to 3 in the next turn once the interface updates, because we have the Divine Spark Pantheon. And we can also select a new governor, and obviously Magnus is the best choice. And we're going to send him to forward onto Petra. We may be able to get like a 1-turn Petra on some craziness. I'm going to build a builder, and then next I'll do another settler. Because what'll happen is if I have some stuff that I can chop down, which I do, I've got at least 1 rainforest that I feel comfortable chopping down, and this 1 tree right here I'll chop down for definitely. And both of those can go towards Petra. It'll be done in a single turn. It'll be great. All right, well, while we're here, let me ask you guys a question. How would you feel if your significant other played Civilization? I'm assuming that if you're watching this right now that you enjoy Civilization. Would you enjoy playing a game of Civ with your significant other, or would it cause too many problems in the family? Especially if you're playing versus, right? You're playing versus with your girlfriend or your boyfriend, whatever, and you know you steal their settler. If I'm dating somebody and they steal my settler, instant breakup material right there. I don't play that game. You don't steal my settler. It's either that, but you know what? But it's even worse than that. It's not instant breakup. You steal my settler, I destroy your whole empire. That's how I operate. I don't know. Now, in order to boost mathematics, we need to build 3 different specialty districts. And technically, I would only have 3 turns in order to do that. And I don't think that's possible. But what I do think is possible is getting another campus research grant done in 3 turns and triggering and getting the great scientist that's next, because he triggers the random eureka for 3 technologies from the classical or medieval era, and one of those could be mathematics. That seems a little crazy. I feel like I'm in a weird place trying to get Petra by any means necessary. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do campus research grants again so I can roll the dice and maybe boost mathematics. It's a bit unnecessary, but I'll fucking do it. Listen to me. You don't start a game of Civ in surrounded by desert and don't do everything you can to get Petra. All right? It's a necessity. It is an absolute necessity. And we captured a barbarian camp off screen. I'm too cool to look at that kind of stuff, right? Cool guys, they don't look at explosions, and they don't watch their soldiers killing barbarians because they know that they're going to be successful at it. Except for this guy, because they had a quadrireme in the ocean. So we're going to have to get boats next. That's one thing about us gunning for Petra, is that we are in the ocean, and so, you know, there's a lot of islands, obviously, but we don't know anything about building boats. Oh, hello, great scientist. Would you please teach us about mathematics? No. Yes. Yes, and shipbuilding, doubling down on what we need. So it's time for us to wait 1 more turn until we can build Petra. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I am about to shed a tear. I am literally about to start crying because I'm about to get a beautiful Petra city. The groundwork has been laid. It's time. Purchase a tile. We make sure it's into the city. And then we shave it off. 13 turns? 9. Next shave. Oh my god, we don't know how to cut down rainforest. We gotta wait one more turn. Alright, the 1 turn Petra dream is dead. Here we go. 8 turn Petra. 6 turn Petra. This is it. Here we go. Next turn button. Petra comes online. Dun 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 dun.
Petra is a brilliant display of man's artistry in turning barren rock into majestic wonder. I shot an arrow into the air. All the world's...
Is Petra the best wonder in the game? Yes. Yes, it is. Look at these mines. 3 production, 2 gold, 1 science, 2 food. That is a super powerful tile. I mean, that's amazing. I'm really happy about the way this turned out. I could get greedy and make the pyramids too. I'm gonna make the pyramids too. This is sacrificing a desert tile, which obviously stinks when you have Petra, but the pyramids are a very, very powerful wonder. It gives you a free builder when you finish it, and all builders have an additional charge. So couple that with the governor that gives builders an additional charge, and serfdom, the policy cards for increased builder charges, you get super builders. So yeah, I'm willing to sacrifice 1 Petra tile for a pyramid. That's totally worth it. Bitch, I got the pyramids, and I got a free builder for that. This builder's gonna go improve those fish tiles, and this guy will do other things with his time. Wow. You know, wow. And just like that, the Petra dream became a reality. This playthrough went on for about 100 turns, and overall, we did pretty well. By that point, we had, I believe it was 185 science per turn, and that put us in 2nd place overall, which was pretty solid, but I don't think I manipulated the unique benefits of Korea as well as I could have. So we're going to start another playthrough attempt and try a completely different strategy that may or may not involve Petra. So, with that said, the name of the game is Civilization VI. The name of the channel is iBluairJgR. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.